don't know when it began. I don't know that it's finished. My name was David last week. Why does everyone call me Sam? My wife has held me every night for the past 17 years. What happened to her? I already made this post today. Where has it gone? Honey, do you think the walls look different? I couldn't put my finger on it. Last week, our living room walls just looked changed. The color was fine. Everything on the wall was still there. But something seemed off.
What do you mean?
My wife couldn't see it. I don't know. I stared at the wall too much that day. My wife got concerned, but I assured her I was fine. The paint strokes. I spoke as though I sounded sane, despite knowing otherwise. And they looked different. My wife got me to have an early night. I appreciated her concern, but I couldn't sleep. The bed linen felt slightly different against my skin. It wasn't uncomfortable, just different. Like eating your favorite food whilst recovering from a cold. You still enjoy it, but the taste feels parallel to that which you're used to. The next day, my wife hoped my mind would be clearer. As I got out of bed, I stopped again and immediately broke her hope. The wardrobe looks different. My wife looked concerned for my health. But I know what I saw. It wasn't the same wardrobe we had purchased years prior. It looked almost identical. Like a movie prop from a true story film. It has echoes of reality, often as close as possible. But if you know it well, you can spot a fake. The wardrobe's impurities over the years were not the same. The slight scrapes and scratches were in different directions, and some in different locations. They were only visible when the light shone on the wooden door at the right angle. But I still noticed them, like second nature. The confusion continued as I put my feet on the ground. Every fiber of our carpeted floor felt like it weaved in a different direction than before. The type of detail that would not be visible in a photo. Even a close-up inspection might yield no suspicions. But if you walk across the same flooring every day for over a decade, do you not think you'd notice a slight change? If the bumps seem to fall in a new place, if the ragged edges were just a little less ragged. I told this to my wife.
Honey, I think you need to see a doctor. It's not normal for you.
I know what I'm seeing. The frustration shook my voice. Why don't you believe me? Don't you see it too? We briefly argued.
You're really going to cause all of this because the fucking carpet looks different?
She made a good point. I tried to let it go. I told her I'd talk to a doctor. My calm only lasted minutes. When I opened our fridge, it had 4 shelves instead of 3. There had always been 3. Where the fuck had a 4th shelf come from? They were even spaced as though there had always been 4. None of them individually looked out of place. Yet as a whole, everything was wrong. I felt my breathing speed up as my mind raced to make sense of everything.
Sam? What's the matter? Talk to me, honey.
My wife spoke in the most loving, uplifting voice. She was always good at calming me down. But my name is David. I lost it. I accused my wife of cheating on me. I even suggested that she was secretly changing things to make me question my sanity. Both of us cried as the argument continued, more heated than before. I truly trusted her more than anyone in the world. It breaks my heart that I had a lapse of trust. It breaks it even more that it's the last conversation we ever had. She ran into the bathroom and locked the door. I don't blame her. Once I had calmed down, I knocked at the door. Honey, can I come in? No answer. I waited for a moment and spoke gently again. I'm sorry. I overreacted to you calling me the wrong name. I'm sure if we speak about it properly, there's a rational explanation. No answer. I know you're angry at me, but please, let's sit down and give each other our sides. I opened my mouth to speak again as I reached for the handle. The door opened with ease to an empty bathroom. I shouted her name. No answer. I checked the driveway. No car. I looked through my phone. No contact. I wondered how she had somehow deleted herself from my phone. In a panic, I rang up my friend. His wife and my wife are good friends too. I figured that if she had gone anywhere, it would be their house. I asked if he had seen her. Who? His voice seemed to be filled with genuine confusion. My wife? What do you mean, who? You don't have a wife. I was not in the mood for this response. It's not the time for joking. We had a bad argument. Just tell me if you see her. I walked into the bedroom to check if she had somehow packed her bags without my noticing. I stopped talking as I entered, frozen still. There was no evidence of my wife ever having lived here. Everything that was ever hers, gone. In place of our large bed was a much smaller one, only big enough for one person. My wife, my one constant in the world, seemingly reduced to a constant nothing. I dropped the phone, my friend still on the line. As I stood there in shock, I could hear his voice faintly from the speaker.
Hello? Are you still there? Sam, can you hear me? Sam?